We are now joined via Zoom by Jennifer Llewellyn, who is the director of Oakland County Michigan Works. Jennifer, welcome to the program.
Morning. Thank you, Tyler and Ronnie, for the opportunity to be here today.
Well, thank you for coming on with us. How are you? How's your team at the county doing?
We're doing well. It's been a busy, 14 weeks now for our team. We have 6 Oakland County Michigan Works locations around Oakland County, and we've fielded about 142,000 telephone calls in that time period. So very busy, but we have a great team who's dedicated to serving employers and residents around the county. So tough times, but important work.
For those who are unfamiliar, in normal times, what function does Oakland County Michigan Works serve, and how's that been modified or pivoted during the pandemic?
Yeah, Oakland County Michigan Works is part of a statewide Michigan Works system and actually part of a national system of American job centers. And it's our role to deliver workforce development services to residents and businesses around the county. So whether you're an individual that's looking for a job or maybe a youth looking for some career guidance or assistance, looking for an internship, or an employer that's hiring, it's our role to make that connection between job seekers and businesses and help businesses create their next generation of talent. Obviously, COVID-19 had a significant impact on how we do business. Our centers are typically open to the public. People can come in and use a computer lab or take our workshops. So we had to pivot essentially overnight, just like many other businesses, to deliver services virtually. So we never closed. Maybe our physical locations closed, but all of our services transitioned to virtual delivery, either online or by telephone, and the team didn't miss a beat.
So for those that are suffering from being out of work throughout the pandemic, they've maybe lost their job, they've been laid off, they're unable to get many people are unable to get their unemployment altogether, and so maybe the best solution for them is trying to find that next full-time job, or if they can get something part-time in the meantime, or retraining altogether. What are some of those programs that that Oakland County's Michigan Works is offering to help people through that process?
Sure, great question. We're hopeful that the individuals that are laid off will be able to return to their job. That's the best case scenario. But the unfortunate reality is, there may be many individuals that don't have a position to return to. So we've already started working on supporting those individuals. We have a series of virtual workshops on resume writing, job interview strategies, how to use LinkedIn in a job search, how to make a career transition. We just added a workshop on how to conduct a virtual interview effectively. And so those workshops are available. They're free. There's no eligibility requirements. Anyone can take them. You can visit our website at oaklandcountymiworks.com and register for one of those free workshops. We're also offering one-on-one virtual resume assistance and interviewing assistance. So individuals that are interested can call our offices and schedule an appointment to speak with the career advisor one-on-one. We can take a look at your resume and offer some suggestions and guidance on how to improve your resume and make you more marketable. We've also resumed training. We have access to several different federal and state job training programs to help offset the costs of tuition for individuals that are laid off. We have some specific grants right now for individuals that have been laid off from the retail sector. We have a youth program for 18 to 24-year-olds that might be looking for a career transition. So for youth or adults that might be in need of retraining to pursue a new career, we have a great team that's available that can coach you through the process. We can see if you're eligible for those training dollars and then work with you so that you can take those courses online. Many of our community college partners, university partners, and training school partners have transitioned their training to online training. So a lot of resources available for unemployed workers to assist them through this time and prepare them for what's ahead.
Jennifer, one of the things that we're seeing now is everything is virtual, but virtual is still not the same as in person. You don't get that connection per se. So what tips would you give to people if they do have to do a virtual interview on how they can come across and avoid some of those technical glitches that we see so much of.
Yeah, I think we all miss that human element, that human connection. And virtual interviewing has obviously increased in recent years, but this pandemic has really caused a significant increase. So, we're coaching individuals, making sure that you're testing your technology in advance, that you have a strong internet connection, that your sound is clear and stable, also making sure that the lighting is appropriate. We all want to look good on camera. So, making sure that the lighting is good, making sure that the angle of the camera, and then decluttering the space behind you, making sure that there aren't things that might be inappropriate or just not professional, that it's a clean appearance. And then, making sure that people are dressed professionally as well, and making sure that their appearance comes across just as it would in in-person interview. So, preparing yourself the same way for a virtual interview as you would prepare for a real interview, an in-person interview. So, preparing questions, preparing your responses, having your resume in front of you so that you can reference some of your skill sets, and just being very organized and prepared. So our virtual interviewing workshop will we'll walk folks through those tips and strategies.
Jennifer Llewellyn with us. She's the director of Oakland County's Michigan Works program, with us on the Oakland County Megacast on community television and radio stations all throughout the local area. We're also thankful to be on the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield Township Clerk's Office today, and thank them for being with us, and encourage you to continue working on filling out your U.S. Census form. You have until the end of October to do so. So Jennifer, a lot of these interviews are moving to virtual. We've talked about some of the ways that you are encouraging people involved in the Michigan Works program through Oakland County to prepare for those interviews. Psychologically, going into the interviews, you got to prepare yourself as well, because there's a lot of pressure there. You're trying to get a job, and especially in these times, you really want to get that job and nail that interview. What are some things that your team is doing to help prepare potential employees mentally going into these interviews, with them being virtual rather than in person?
Yeah, being unemployed, it's stressful. It's ranked right up there with, divorce, death of a family member. And I think sometimes until it happens to you and your family, you really don't understand the magnitude of how scary and overwhelming job loss can be. And so you couple the stress of that on top of a pandemic, and it can be overwhelming. So we do spend a lot of time coaching individuals with, how to present themselves in a positive light despite what's going on, to make sure that they're coming across as a team player, that they're coming across as prepared to do the job. And then, if there are significant barriers that folks are facing, making sure that we're connecting them with the right resources, mental health resources, because, I'll be honest, we've come across many folks that are just really struggling right now emotionally, and trying to find their way through a job search on top of a pandemic can be overwhelming. So, our team is prepared and happy to help folks navigate the job search process.
So one thing with this pandemic, it's not just the individual that's out of work. We're having a lot of issues with employers. And now as they're starting to reopen, they're having a hard time getting the employees to come back, or just finding employees, because so many are actually making more money on unemployment. So what are you telling the actual employers?
That's a great question, and we fielded several of those calls. The additional $600 of pandemic unemployment assistance will end at the end of July, and so many employers have shared that they're concerned about their ability to get folks to come back. If they have an employee that they've called back who's refused to return, they can report that individual to the Michigan Unemployment Insurance Agency. So we do coach them through that process. And we also encourage them, to connect with their legal counsel to determine, and human resources to determine, some of the intricacies of folks that might have been exposed. There's just so many elements to that right now. We're also assisting those employers with posting their jobs. We've set up a job board on the Oakland County Michigan Works website that features many of the companies that are hiring right now. There's an assumption that maybe companies aren't hiring, but that couldn't be further from the truth. The state of Michigan has also enhanced the Pure Michigan Talent Connect, which can be found at mitalent.org. And they are also featuring many companies that are hiring at this time. So, we're working with employers that are hiring to make sure that their positions are featured and posted. We're sharing them on our social media platforms. We're encouraging individuals to apply. We're encouraging individuals who are available to return to work, because we don't want their unemployment benefits to be jeopardized.
We're being joined by Jennifer Llewellyn. She is the director of Oakland County Michigan Works, with us on the Oakland County Megacast on our family of stations all throughout the local area. So you're interacting, your team's interacting with a lot of potentially very eager and available candidates for a lot of open positions, and these businesses that are seeing employees that were laid off that maybe don't want to come back to work or have retired or they have vacated the positions altogether, want to bring people in that are eager to get back to work and are going to be team players. Is your organization able to help them get connected with these eager and available people that are well qualified for that? Or is that still something that you're helping these companies navigate through the searches so they get to these people?
Yeah, that's really our role, is connecting residents and employers together. So, we're doing that through, we have a business services team. It's a team of about 25 trained staff that are across our 6 Michigan Works offices. And they're working every day with employers, whether they're hiring or laying off or need to retrain their current workforce, or, they're recruiting a new team, working with that business community to identify, what are those positions, what does the job look like, and what does a candidate look like? And then we're making that connection with job seekers. So, reaching out to them virtually. We have several thousand folks that come in, usually physically, to our offices each month, but now they're visiting us virtually. So we're making that connection, helping employers find the right candidates, and then also helping them, be creative. How they find job seekers right now is different than maybe how they found job seekers 3 months ago. So our business services team is there to support the employers with no matter where they're at right now.
Jennifer Llewellyn, the director of Oakland County Michigan Works, with us on the Oakland County Megacast. So you mentioned earlier, Jennifer, that these programs are free and available to people in the local area in Oakland County. Is this in particular program just available to Oakland County residents, and are there other similar programs in neighboring counties like what you're running out of Oakland County?
The Michigan Works system is a statewide system, so no matter where you live in Michigan, you can connect with the Michigan Works office. We have a 1-800 number. It's 1-800-285-WORK. If you call that 1-800 number from any location in Michigan, you will be automatically connected to the Michigan Works office that's closest to you. And also michiganworks.org. You can go in and enter your zip code in and find an office that's closest to you. So, many of the services that we have available are unique to Oakland County. For example, we just launched a financial coaching program, and that is unique to Oakland County residents. So any individual in Oakland County who needs some financial coaching or assistance, they can contact one of our offices or visit our website and schedule an appointment for one-on-one confidential virtual financial coaching. But the services I mentioned earlier, the employer services, the virtual workshops, the one-on-one assistance, the retraining funds, those are available statewide at all of the Michigan Works locations.
So if I was unable to get in on one of the virtual workshops, you have so many great topics. Do you post them for people to go back and view them later?
We do. We have recordings available. We do encourage people to participate in the workshops. They're interactive. The way that we've set them up is individuals can ask questions. They can engage with the presenter during the workshops. But if they're unable to participate during the time slots that we've made available, or maybe they have limited access, they can listen to those workshops. Or as I mentioned, call one of our offices, talk to one of our career advisors. We are seeing a pretty high volume of calls. I think I mentioned earlier, we've had about 142,000 calls in the last 14 weeks, many of those around unemployment questions. So if you don't get to someone right away, just be patient with us. We'll definitely call you back.
Jennifer Llewellyn, the director of Oakland County Michigan Works, with us on the Oakland County MegaCast. In terms of helping those Michigan workers in Oakland County who are still seeking their unemployment, a lot of them have not been able to get their checks. Has Oakland County Michigan Works been able to help them at all in expediting that process and at least getting some communication going? I know that they've been in contact, a lot of them, with their local state senators and their local state representatives who have been helping them through the process, but everybody's kind of been involved in the community with trying to help these people at least get communication from the UIA. Have you been able to help them get any progress in that?
Yes, we have. Pre-COVID, Michigan Works did not have access to unemployment insurance benefits. We're a separate organization, a partner organization. But pretty early on into the pandemic, the Michigan Unemployment Insurance Agency reached out to us and asked for some additional assistance, some additional hands on deck. And so the Michigan Works system statewide identified about 500 staff who were trained on how to take unemployment claims, how to reset passwords. And so now we have limited access. We can assist individuals with filing a claim. We can assist them with resetting their passwords. We can assist them if their identity is on hold and they've submitted their documents, we can assist them with that. And so that's been really helpful to be able to support the Unemployment Insurance Agency through this process. If a person has significant identity issues or eligibility issues or payment issues, they will have to connect with the Michigan Unemployment Insurance Agency. Our team in Oakland County, I think we've been able to unlock about 17,000 accounts. So, we're happy to help them through the process. It's been an overwhelming period for the Michigan Unemployment Insurance Agency, and we've been able to help them just a bit, and we're happy to do that. And I know many of the residents are very grateful to be able to reach our team and speak with someone and be able to help them through that process.
Jennifer, what is next for Oakland County Michigan Works? The pandemic, a lot of things have changed for a lot of companies and a lot of businesses. A lot of virtual classes and workshops have begun to be under operation, like you've said, for Michigan Works in Oakland County during this pandemic. Anything that you've picked up during the pandemic that's going to become a regular part of what Michigan Works in our county does going forward?
Yeah, that's the exciting part of this is, we've quickly had to learn, what we can deliver virtually. And, the virtual workshops in particular have been very successful for us. So I think that that's something that we will retain moving forward. Just some of the new technology that we've put in place to be able to connect with our job seekers through Skype and maybe reduce, their travel into our locations. We've definitely been more innovative in the use of technology, our social media platforms, our website. So we're excited to move that forward, but we also miss seeing our customers and engaging with them, person to person as well, and making that human connection. So hopefully when the time is right, the centers will physically reopen. Again, we've never closed. We've still delivered services throughout the entire time. But, hopefully when it's safe for our staff and for our customers, then we will physically reopen our locations as well. But, we're excited to reconnect with our job seekers in person, our employers in person. We're looking at a virtual job fair in the future, hopefully sometime in July or August. So there's exciting things ahead for us.
Jennifer, anything else you'd like to say or anything else you'd like to touch on before we let you go today?
No, I just want to thank you for the opportunity, and we're here to assist residents, no matter where they're at in their job search. If they're just not sure where to start, feeling overwhelmed, I hope they'll reach out to us at 1-800-285-WORK or visit our website at oaklandcountymiworks.com.
Well, thank you very much for being with us today. Jennifer Llewellyn, the director of Oakland County's Michigan Works program, with us on the Oakland County MegaCast.